Hey, welcome back to another weekly Wealth Walk. This is Jerry Fetta, CEO and founder of Wealth Dynamics, and huge announcement to make for you today. You're not going to believe this. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to another weekly Wealth Walk. This is Jerry Fetta. So I usually introduce myself as the CEO and the founder of Wealth Dynamics, right? So I've been running Wealth Dynamics as the owner, the founder, the CEO for many years now. You guys know me, you're familiar with the content. If you're just following me for the first time, it's a company I started many years back, and I've been working on, really pushing on financial training, financial education, giving people the right strategies for building wealth the way the top 1% have historically. Now, recently, my company actually finished what's called a merger. So a merger means we actually conjoined Wealth Dynamics with another company, and that company is called PhilanthroInvestors. Okay. So what that means is I still have Wealth Dynamics. It's part of PhilanthroInvestors now. All of the services we offer, everything, that's about the same, right? We're going to have the education, the coaching, the training, the blueprint, all the stuff we teach. The difference here is that it's going to be under the brand of PhilanthroInvestors. PhilanthroInvestors, our purpose and our focus is actually to improve what we call the life essentials, right? And I won't go into a full deep dive on what the life essentials are in this particular video, but it's the things that we rely on as humanity that support our life. Okay. Things like clean water and clean air and a clean environment and education and these types of things that really, if we didn't have them, we would not be doing very well on this planet. And so PhilanthroInvestors is about engaging, emotionally and with your capital to restore those life essentials, right? To help humanity out and to get a financial return in the result of doing that. That's why it's called PhilanthroInvestors. Okay. So as the CEO of PhilanthroInvestors, we're going to be focusing on creating wealthy philanthropists, right? Wealthy philanthropists who do restore the life essentials, right? Who do improve the quality of life for humanity. And it's very aligned with the Wealth Dynamics mission. The mission I've always talked about is good people, right? Controlling the majority of wealth and using that to make the world a better place. Next, I don't want to interrupt you too long. I just want to give you a free offer for my book, The Blueprint to Financial Freedom. If you go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, you can get the book now. I'm going to let you get back to the video. Okay, so very similar things there. Now, this does mean, number one, on my own personal wealth, I've gained ownership in PhilanthroInvestors. So, merging Wealth Dynamics means I took my equity there in the company I built. I transferred it into PhilanthroInvestors. I'm a part owner there. I'm also the CEO. Now, what does that look like? I want to share with you guys. And again, these wealth walks, they're all about showing you that I'm walking the walk, right? I'm doing the things that I talk about and doing the things that I teach about. Okay. So what does that mean? We've got the triangle of wealth, and one of the first steps on the triangle of wealth is earn. We talk about earn all the time, okay? So for me, that means that I'm going to be earning wage income as a CEO. So I will have a job, and that also does mean I have a boss, right? So a job and a boss. I have shareholders to report to. I have a founder that I report to. I've got investors that I report to. Okay, so this is what I want to stress on this, because I've always been a business owner since like the age of 18. I haven't worked for someone in quite some time. But this idea that you can't get rich as a W-2 employee, you can't get rich if you have a job, and all bosses are evil, I'm here to crush that. I'm going to show you, if you are a hardworking, talented person, you can have a job and you can build wealth. Okay, so I have W-2 wage income, job income, right? That's one form of income. The other one is because I'm an owner, I'm able to have what's called distributions, right? Distributions. This means when the company makes income, I get a portion of that income as a distribution as an owner. Okay, so I get to earn income now as a business owner too. Okay, in addition to that, I still have my passive income sources, right? I still have my passive income, which is not related to what I do at PhilanthroInvestors as the CEO. In addition to that, I have what's called equity, restricted stock in the company. And then I've still got my sacred accounts, and I've got my other assets. And these ones here, right? We've got earn. So all of this is happening here. We've got save. Sacred accounts is mostly where I do that. We've got invest. That's the passive income. That's the equity. Okay. What I want to share with you on this video is because, I've been building businesses and investing and doing all this stuff for a number of years. Income wise, I'm already financially independent, right? I have passive income that exceeds my generosity, expenses, taxes, and savings. Okay. So one of the things that I'm able to do with PhilanthroInvestors, one of the primary offerings that we have is access to private equity investing. Now, this is not an offer of any sort, angel investing, and venture capital investing. Now, specifically, these are only in social impact companies. Social impact companies. So when you're going through your blueprint, right? We talked about this on previous videos. There's a certain point where you're just trying to get solvent. If you're in that position, I'm just trying to save money. I'm just trying to get rid of my debt. I'm just trying to not be insolvent. Okay. Once you get out of insolvency, you then can start getting into, investing. So we call that becoming a philanthro-investor, right? You're not just an investor, you're a philanthro-investor. A philanthro-investor means that you want to help. You're benevolent, you're generous, you're a philanthropist at heart. You're not building wealth just for me. You're wanting to make a wider impact. So as a philanthro-investor, there are a number of different things you can start doing. One of the first ones would be that you do need to become financially independent. Financially independent, meaning your passive income does exceed your generosity, your expenses, your taxes, and your savings. Right? That's like milestone financial freedom right there. That's the main one. When you hit that, you don't have the obligation of trading time for money anymore. Okay? Now, the other thing you're doing is once you're financially independent and you're also an accredited investor, which we've talked about means you have $1 million net worth, excluding the value of your primary residence, you then can start investing in some of these things. Right? You're getting out of the normal real estate and those types of passive income producing assets, and you're getting into things that really are net worth multipliers. Right? Because it's a very true statement that, the majority of millionaires are made in real estate. Okay, Andrew Carnegie talks about 80% of all millionaires are made in real estate. Very true. Billionaires are made in venture capital, angel investing, private equity. So when I'm already financially independent, I then start getting into some of these other opportunities. Okay, they are higher risk. There is also higher returns and rewards. And so you need to be educated on that as well. So as an investor myself, I'm able to start doing that. I'm financially independent. I'm starting to look at some of these different private equity, angel investing, venture capitalism, and I'm going to be introducing you to some of those companies here as we go. But here's the thing. It's milestones. So if you're already accredited, you've already got your passive income sources, then we start looking at these things. If you're not yet accredited, you're not yet, handling your passive income and you're like, man, I'm not there yet, then we need to build up and get you accredited and financially independent so we can start looking at these things. So you have surplus. Because here's the thing, a private equity or an angel investment, I might put money into it and I might 3x or 5x or 10x my investment. There's potential for that, right? You've heard about Peter Thiel became a billionaire in his Roth IRA. Why? Because he had private equity stock in the Roth IRA. The valuations on those things really can swing upward quite a bit. So he was able to really multiply his net worth and on a tax-free basis, which is very cool. But he already had surplus, right? So you need to create surplus wealth. Because while there's really high returns, there's also more risks. You're not getting a passive income check every month necessarily. The company might not make it, or it could take a while. Like it's one of those things where you don't want to take your last money and put it into this. That's why for me, I've waited to the point where, okay, I've got passive income that exceeds my generosity, expenses, taxes, and savings. I've got reserves. I've got all this stuff built up. Now I'm getting into private equity. Okay. Now this does not mean you're loaning your cousin money for a flip. That's not private investing. This does not mean, the neighborhood real estate guru started a private fund and you're going to loan him money. That's not it either. These are companies that are doing, like, for example, we have one right now called Origin Clear that's going on the NASDAQ, right? They're doing a merger. They're getting ready to go on the NASDAQ exchange, like a publicly traded stock. And so when a company goes from private to public and you're on the pre-IPO, meaning you're investing in it in the private equity stage before the public market gets it, you're the one that gets the cash out when the stock goes public. Hey, you want to see a magic trick? Get a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom. I know it's in front of my chest and my face because I want you focusing on the book and not me for a moment before you go back to focusing on me and the content, right? That's the kind of private equity you want to be doing. It's official, it's regulated, it's registered, it's being run like a true business, a true company. They've got real executives, real teams, real products, real services. It's not this wild, wild west sling from the hip investing in these private deals, right? Very different worlds there because I've done the previous and now I'm about to do the latter. The latter sounds much better to me. Okay, so as the CEO of PhilanthroInvestors, a couple of things you're going to notice that change in my content. I want to give you guys some things that are going to change, some things that are going to be similar, and then some things that will not change at all. Okay, so one of the things you're going to hear changing in my messaging is we'll still be talking about the blueprint, but we're going to be talking also about some of the different impacts that we're making with our private companies that we offer with PhilanthroInvestors, right? We're not a broker, we're not a financial advisor, but what we do is we partner with private companies, ones that we believe in, we invest in them ourselves, we own shares in the companies ourselves, and then we basically introduce you to them. You can connect with them, you can check them out, you can get more information. If you're like, wow, I'm qualified, I'm interested, this makes sense, that's a conversation to have with each of those companies individually. And from there, you can decide, hey, I want to be a Philanthro investor, maybe in an Origin Clear, or maybe in some of the other companies that I'll be educating you on as we do more of these videos. Right? So that's one of the things you'll see changing is we're going to talk more about the individual companies. I'm going to be interviewing some of the founders and executives and really showcasing what it is that they're doing, the impact that's being made. Right? Now, another thing that's going to change is the focus is going to be on the Philanthro wealth building. Philanthro wealth, right? What is Philanthro wealth? Philanthro wealth means that we're creating wealthy philanthropists, right? That are restoring life essentials. We talked about life essentials, and I want to go ahead and put this in writing for you guys in a second here. We're restoring life essentials, right? And we're also promoting human welfare. So we are trying, and I am trying, to help you become a wealthy philanthropist, not just a wealthy Scrooge McDuck with all your gold and your swimming pool and you get to golf for the rest of your life. No. I want you to become a wealthy philanthropist. Okay, philanthropist. What is a philanthropist? A philanthropist is benevolent, they're generous, they give, they donate, they contribute, and they're wealthy, right? So we're not telling you to be a broke philanthropist. Okay, I grew up with that too. That's not fun. We don't want you to give your last dollars and be broke and poor. We want you to have a life of financial independence and be wealthy and be a philanthropist, right? Wealthy philanthropists. Keep in mind the definition of wealth there too, abundance and prosperity in all areas of life. Restoring life essentials. I'm going to do a video covering what are the life essentials. Okay, we won't be able to cover that all today, but I'm going to be educating you more on what those are. And then also promoting human welfare. We want others to be doing well, right? The world around us should become a better place because of what we're doing with our wealth and with our philanthropy. Okay, so that's going to be a big change in my content. And I think a really good one too, because I think, if you're watching this and you identify with, well, I want to be wealthy and I also want to help, right? Then I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. How do you become wealthy? How do you become helpful with your wealth? A wealthy philanthropist. What a cool introduction, by the way. You go to a party, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I'm a wealthy philanthropist, right? Like nobody's going to be like, well, that sounds boring. They're going to be like, that's extremely interesting. Okay, so that's going to be something that changes. One thing that's going to be very similar is we're going to be teaching you the truth about money. The truth about money. But I'm also going to be showing you, okay, here's the truth about money, but there's gradients to it. There's different levels to the game. Okay, at the very top is the private equity, the family office, the venture capitalist world. And as I am graduating into that level, because I'm now graduating into it and kind of being baptized by fire here as the CEO of a company in this space now, I want to share with you what I'm learning. I'm going to be learning a lot. So that's going to be something that's similar is the financial education, me sharing my progress, me sharing what I'm learning. One thing that's not going to change at all, guys, we're still going to have the sacred account. We're still going to have Wealth Dynamics University. We're still going to have the blueprint, all of the stuff that you're familiar with. And the thing about my content that I've heard over and over and over again is, Jerry, it's simple. It's true, it's real, it applies. That won't change either. Okay. So you can expect those same things. You also will see the PhilanthroInvestors brand now instead of the Wealth Dynamics brand. Again, I'm the CEO of PhilanthroInvestors. I'm an owner in the company. So everything will be under the PhilanthroInvestors umbrella. And you may see some branding on Philanthro Wealth as well, which is what I've described here today. So guys, I appreciate you viewing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I've gotten lots of reach outs on just congratulating me on the new role as CEO. So I appreciate that if you've reached out to me. If you have any questions, comment below, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Hey, this is Jerry Fetta here. I want to thank you for watching my video, watching my content. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to learn more about the blueprint to financial freedom and how you can achieve passive income that exceeds your savings, your expenses, your taxes, your generosity, and build wealth like the top 1%, I want to encourage you, grab a copy of my book, The Blueprint to Financial Freedom. You can go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, or you can click the link in the description of the video here. The copy is free. You cover your shipping. We'll send the book out to you, and we'll send you an email with a bunch of great bonus material also for free. Get the book, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next content.